anything during the week? Want to have a review of how the week was like? Then join me this and every weekend here on Ghtv Holland for the weekly review show. We'll discuss stories that made headlines and other trendy issues. My guest and myself will dissect the issues, make meanings out of it for your viewing pleasure. This and every Saturday from 8 to 9 p.m. Priscilla Danko will bring you the weekly review show here on Ghtv Holland. See you. Good evening to us all. You're welcome to the weekly review show here on Ghtv Holland. We are recording from the premises of the Ghtv Holland office here in Ghana. For this week, we are bringing you nothing but the stories that made the headlines. And for my panelists, I have a wonderful gentleman, a broker journalist, Renee Osibo, and one of my political gurus, Omari Richard. You are very welcome to today's show.
Thank you very much.
For today, we are going to discuss heightened insecurity in Ghana, tourism, VGMA, and Ghanaian sports. Stay tuned. Anything during the week? Want to have a review of how the week was like? Then join me this and every weekend here on Ghtv Holland for the weekly review show. We'll discuss stories that made headlines and other trendy issues. My guest and myself will dissect the issues, make meanings out of it for your viewing pleasure. This and every Saturday from 8 to 9 p.m. Priscilla Danko will bring you the weekly review show here on Ghtv Holland. See you. So welcome once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How has the week been like?
You can't complain. We don't have any choice with this system. We are just coping. But the news have been quite interesting though in this week. So let's see how best we get it to the next week.
Okay, Omari.
But the week is not bad. But you know, as Nanabi is doing his best to, in fact, get we Ghanaians something better. In fact, throughout the whole week, sorry, it's not going bad.
I was actually expecting you to mention that. Okay, for this week, there's been a quite grubby issues, you know, that is heightening insecurity in Ghana. What is your comment before we get into the story itself?
You see, my beloved colleague, when asked about the week, was like, Nanado is putting things into place to make things better. And some of the better things are like the high insecurity in Ghana. You see, this is a serious issue. The security of the Ghanaian citizens is at stake. You get it? And what are they doing? You see, former President Mahama was like, most of the monies of the government is going to the free SHS, and the security aspects and then the employment aspects are all falling down. And look at the results of them. We are having people robbing banks, attacking police stations, what have you. And you call it, or you want to say that this is a system where things are going better. I beg to differ. I really beg to differ. You see, Ghanaians should not just easily forget things. You get it? They should compare the tenor of the NDC and the criminal activities that were going, and look at this time how rampant they are. They don't know what they are doing. They virtually have no idea. The only thing they are doing is that the promise they made about free HHS, and then they are just gathering all resources from every angle to push it, and then look at the result of it.
Omari.
Okay, before I'll say something, let me greet your viewers and your listeners and welcome to the show. But as my brother was talking, I'm even surprised of the way my brother was talking. As if during the time of former President Mahama, those robberies was not going on. It was even far bigger than what is happening now. during the time of President Mahama, there was seriously robbery. But because when someone goes to rob, because they are in power, so they'll just cover it. Then few of them, they'll let Ghanaians know that, oh, this was bad. Nana came on power.
If this way
now, brother, let me finish. When you're talking, I'm not talking. Let me finish.
Please, let him finish.
See, when immediately Nana came on power, security is the first place he targets to put things in place. Why? Because during the time of former President Mahama, things wasn't well in the security agencies. Now that they've seen that, okay, Nana want to put things in place. So, as they are in position, because they are in opposition, so they will do their best to bring things down. So you see,
you have evidence.
Ghanaians will know that, oh, Nana is not doing
Do you have evidence?
Oh, not that we have evidence. What is going on? Shows everything.
Let me not cut you, but before that, there was a news about a Lebanese national who was robbed in the Tema industrial area. There was another one about a daylight attack. In the Forex Bureau.
So do you want to tell me? Wait, I will not let you end my sister. Do you want to tell me that those who went and robbed the Lebanese man and those are the Forex Bureaus, are they MPP?
Let me end my story.
Nana colleagues.
You see, there is an issue. There's a proverb that says that when you dip your hand into the soup, you have to lick it. No matter what it is, you are in power. And when it happens in your tenure, you are held accountable. Was there ever an instance in the NDC tenure that a police station was attacked? Can you imagine that?
Masa,
can you imagine that?
Masa, if you talk so, then it means you are trying to open things up.
Can I end my story?
Okay, my brother, you finish.
There was a robbery at 10 armed men robbed Royal Motors. And it is becoming a serious case because everybody is talking about it. And the Minister of Information, Mustafa Hamid, has come out in a press conference to roll out ways the government is planning to combat the heightened insecurity in Ghana. And do you think that it's a point about the institutions or the security service? Do you think the security service are not doing their work, or the institutions are not doing their work? Which is which?
Not that the security agencies are not doing their work. They are doing their work all right. Let me take security agencies like police. Police were doing their best. During the time of former President Mahama, they said police were doing, but as Nana came on power, in fact, now police are really doing well. Of late, I don't know whether you study this thing, that any time people go some robbing, they will be arrested. During the time of former President Mahama, were those things happening? No. What you hear is, okay, they are going to rob here, and the people are gone. Oh, they are going to rob here, and the people are gone. But as Nana came on power, anyone who goes to rob, whether you run away or not, the security agencies will make sure they bring you. Which means Nanado is doing well.
You see,
Nanado is doing very well.
It baffles me because, you see, there is the undisputable fact that there is a government in power. And whatever happens, they are responsible and should be held accountable for that. We were all here. We are all in this country. There was never this issue of these rampant robberies and then murder cases and all those things in the tenure of the NDC. When he was speaking, he said the police were doing well. They were doing well in the NDC era. But right now, what are we seeing?
Not in the NDC
what
era.
Are we seeing? What are we seeing? You see, look at it. We've gotten to an instance whereby a whole police station is attacked and a police officer was shot. Look at this issue at Royal Motors. When have you heard that any of these motor industries or businesses have ever been attacked before? Look at this issue of this Forest Bureau. Just imagine. You see, it all boils to the point that a certain aspect of the monies of the system of the country are being channeled to some areas, and other places are being left redundant. You see, they have bitten more than they can chew. they perceived and were just saying that the free SHS and all those things. But right now, it is affecting them. It's affecting the country. It's affecting us. The more. And before the rest, don't take time. The robbers will start robbing them.
Let me not cut in your view, but former president of Ghana, Jerry John Rawlings, mentioned that are we not sure that these robberies are politically motivated? I mean, maybe there is an interest. Maybe a political party is pushing people to rob. You know, that whole.
You see, I know where you are going. Okay, when in the NDC, when Mama was in power, getting close to the election time, I happened to pay a courtesy call to Archbishop Asafo Kumasi, and I realized that although there was no doomsaw in the system anymore, there was this kind of rampant on and off light in the area. Very rampant, so unheard of. Do you get it? Now, would someone pinpoint and say that because it is Kumasi, it is the NPP people who are doing that, politically inclined? No, you can't. There is no proof. But you can't justify. Are you trying to tell me, are you trying to say that it's the NDC people who are robbing Ghanaians just to prove to Ghanaians that the system is not good? There is an undisputable fact here that monies are being channeled to the wrong places. So let's not build castles in the air and then focus on something a respecting former president is saying. That is not, it can be proven factually.
My brother, let me show you.
If it is proven, the police people should have arrested those people by now and brought them to book.
My brother,
if he has any information, he should channel it to the right people and let them arrest them and get the people.
My sister, let me tell you something. What former President Rawlings is saying, right? Somewhere along the line, it is very true. Because it could be in a way that because NDC is on opposition now, so now they will do whatever they can to get NPP or to get Nanado and his power wrong.
You are reminding me of
Nanado is
this
not
story
doing
I was
well.
hearing during Mohammed's era when there were lots of markets getting burnt here and there. People go like MPP because they are in opposition, they are burning markets.
You see, there is no proof.
See,
when this might be due to poor electrical fault and system,
yes,
where we have to look at the issues and tackle it, we are just.
My brother,
I believe that if there is anything of that sort, no political party would like to go around robbing to tarnish.
He said something that the people are being arrested in this era. If they are being arrested, are you telling me that the security system is so poor right now that they can't decipher and know that these people who are being arrested are being pushed by some people and then the people will be dealt with? What are you saying?
Our security system.
Let's look at the real issue and deal with it. Monies are being poured into areas that is not necessary.
So, my brother, which area?
That is what I'm saying.
Which is not
thank you.
The right place.
Thank you. Let me answer you. Let me answer you now. A chunk of Ghana's money is being pushed into the free SHS just because when they were in opposition, when they didn't know what they were about and what it was about, stated that they will bring free SHS. And because they have beaten more than they can chew, they have to push everything there.
My sister, let me ask my man something. During the time of former President Mahama, there was doing so for even almost 2 years or for the whole, let me say for the whole 4 years of Mr. former President Mahama's presidency. As Nanado came on power, ask him, has he ever had just one day or a seconds of a light out before? No.
I have.
You have.
You see?
Okay. You have. It might be electrical fault. But as Nanado came on power, have you ever even had a light out?
When you have a panelist like this,
former president,
when you have a panelist like this,
there was light out.
Who is not open-minded
and these
to
people,
believe
my sister,
and perceive that power outage might be due to a technical hitch, but rather relate it that it is a system that is in power that is helping it. Then where are we going? These are the people in power.
You see, and these people have nothing to say. That's why most of the times when they are talking, they'll be saying that, okay, oh, they can't do free SHS, this and this and this and that. When Nanado bring this free SHS on power, are they not enjoying it? They were, before Nanado said we'll be doing it, they were going about telling us that we can't do it. And later, they were even said, oh, they will do it. If you can do it, why didn't you do it? Before you waited till Nanado came out with it that when he comes on power, he will give Ghanaians free SHS. And yet, as Nanado came on power,
let me not cut any of you, but let's move to our second story.
Yeah.
Which says that Mahama on the 24th of February 2018 stated that he thinks that the free SHS is crippling other sectors of government.
Exactly.
Because much of the money that the government can use for other sectors are being pushed into the system.
My sister,
do you think that it is causing anything in the insecurity of the nation? Because you mentioned in your submission early on that most of the monies are being pushed into the free SHS, and then the security service are being neglected.
That is the undisputable fact. That is it.
You agree with what he's saying? And if so, I remember that during the State of the Nation's address, he mentioned things laid out. I mean, plans laid out for the security services that had to do with accommodation, salaries, and everything. And you are mentioning that
let me come in here.
A bit of
let me come in here. NDC people are saying that the money is being pushed to one side, which they are trying to say to the free SHS. Wait, my brother, let me ask you something. When you are doing something, or when you're trying to do something, you are from 1 before you go to 2. You can't jump from 1 then straight forward to 3 or 4.
That is exactly what they did when they perceived that they can give free SHS. They jump from 1 to 3.
My sister, let me tell you something.
They were not in power and they did not know what it takes to give free SHS, and they jump from 1 to 3, and that is why we are suffering now.
My sister,
we are not safe.
Let me tell you something.
What your sister, are you safe now?
See, when NDC was on power, they should tell us what they do. Did they do something? Did they even finish with one thing that they are doing? No. When they tackle here small, they touch here, they leave it. They touch here,
so are you saying you don't agree that you don't agree with Mahama?
I don't agree with him at all because he didn't do well when he was on power.
Renee,
you know,
I want to ask you a nice and a beautiful question. Mahama is saying it's crippling other sectors, and I want to relate it to your submission, which said that it is part of the reason why security services are not working, because most of the money that are supposed to be given to them are being channeled into free SHS. And back to the State of the Nation's address, he mentioned that plans he had laid out for security services. Don't you think there's a misconception here? Because he's telling us something else and we are seeing something else.
Well,
something else everywhere.
Not really. You see, he stated that plans laid out, so it needs a process. Yes. You see, if you know what you're about, you know what it takes to do something or what it takes to get to a point. Sure. Do you get it? But you don't stand somewhere and then just say something for election's sake, and then get there and then it is just a bliss.
No, my brother.
He said, listen, he didn't say that right now the security system is resolved. He said what? There are laid down plans and procedures. So there's a modus operandi at which we will arrive at the point.
My sister,
Ghanaians did not give him the mandate to continue. Do you get it? But they have come in and let me tell you, they are putting out the system. They've just flashed all the system down. On the 28th of January, okay, the chairman for the defense committee stated that Ghana is safe, our security system is safe. And then a member of that committee came and debunked what his chairman was saying, that the security system is not safe. Just look at that. One single committee. Look at that.
Master,
look at where you are coming from.
Let me chip in here.
And the former interior minister was saying...
So you agree with Mahama that it's actually crippling other
Yes, it is. Yes, it really is.
Master, let me chip in here. He was saying that our security system is down. Ask him, when did it started? Did it started on the time of our president, His Excellency Nana Addo, down for this time? No. All this started at the time of former President Mahama. He did not put things in place in the security system. Police were not feeling all that well. They don't have castles, ammunition, and things that they use to protect Ghanaians. Even when you go to our borders, immigration doesn't have it.
You see,
but
the
when
best,
Nanadu came,
the best time Ghana ever had the
he
best
realized that
system.
former
See,
President
you are saying
Mahama
that-
did not put things in
Omari,
place.
you are saying that
Yes.
you don't agree with Mahama that
Yes.
it's crippling other sectors.
Yes.
So what is the cause of all this insecurity?
My sister, I can never agree with him because he did not put things in place before leaving on power. Now that Nanadu has come
You
to
see,
power,
you agree with
Nanadu
Mahama.
is putting
Yes.
things together.
And I believe that if you agree with him, it's because you actually feel the impact of the crippling of the other
I
sectors.
feel it. I'm telling you, my sister. I live in Paraku Estate, and Domi Kwabenya Police Station is near to my place. So now, imagine if something happens, and that day, I was being robbed or something was happening, and I tried to call Domi Kwabenya.
So
This is the issue when the people have been attacked. My sister, have you ever heard of it? A police station in Ghana being attacked. What are you saying?
Madam, let me tell you something. When my brother says something like this, I just not surprised to what he's saying. In a way that, let me not remind you people, back to invisible forces in Kumasi. What did they do? Didn't they go to a whole court? The court of the land to set people free from there were coming from them. When people were attacked on when they're going to my hometown, Bokus Road, or this Accra Tamales Road, when people are being robbed on the road, didn't they kill even the policemen at that time? If the policemen were full protected, would they be killed? Even their own policemen even shoot their own police officer because he is come to protect them.
Okay.
But during that time,
let me not cut you, but before anything, I mentioned early on that the Minister of Information had rolled out plans in a press conference to combat insecurity in Ghana. And one of the things he mentioned was that institutions to put CCTV cameras outside the premises of their institutions to capture, and then that they'll roll out number of
financial institutions.
army officials.
You mean financial institutions?
Yes,
Madam,
financial
They
institutions.
are already there.
Madam,
Tell me any financial institution that does not have this system in place. These things were done in the NDC era.
The defense minister is coming.
I know
out with
because
that.
most of the
Nanadu
They
does
do.
all
have
this.
CCTV cameras.
So what is
outside
he
the-
saying? He doesn't know what he's talking about. They are already there. There is no financial institution in Ghana that does not have a security system. What are you saying, Master? Or unless you tell me you don't have a bank
Let
account,
me
you don't
not
visit the
cut
bank.
you. Please.
That's not what he's talking about.
It's getting interesting and very interesting. Let's go for a short commercial break. We'll be back. Welcome back to the weekend review show here on Ghtv Holland. You are welcome back again. Before we went on the short commercial break, we were discussing free SHS and little Buaha, and we were discussing insecurity in Ghana and all that. And back to our story. My handsome gentleman. Okay, so now back to our story. We're going to discuss the ban on sale of drugs on public transport. GPRTU has come out to place a ban on sale of public drugs on their vehicles. And I believe that it's on the right course because some of these drugs are expired and all that. So what are your comments about? Do you think it's on the right path, Renee?
Well, they are always in a hurry. These people. So they get to places and they make mistakes and implement policies that they never thought of. Well, this is a good initiative, and I recommend the GPRTU for that. And there are lots of people that have been getting or be having side effects regards to some drugs and things that they take in just because they are not really certified. I read the article and I realized that they were like the Food and Drugs Board was actually the one that was putting them on their toes, and they perceived that they were in support of that, and then they took this initiative emphatically to let them know that it is not their will or their desire. You get it? But the Food and Drugs Board nevertheless also to know that they also to have a role to play because sometimes this accreditation by Food and Drugs Board, people can just print it out. Do you get it? And then they can use it, something they use it to deceive some people. I once, occasionally, I take public transport to listen to what people are doing and stuff like that. And I once picked one, and the guy was been selling a medicine. He was like, "This is a duema. It is for every age." And then the lady asked, "Excuse me, now local language. Now I can answer to me no man." I said, "Oh, be to me no." But we all know that medical-wise, the duema for children, toddlers, is different from that of adults because of the how delicate the digestive system is. So this, I will really commend them though. I really commend them. They've done well. But you see, actually, this was a policy in one of our articles where this thing shouldn't be done. Yeah. So I know he's going to say it is their time that they did it, but he shouldn't take the credit. Measures were put in place earlier. That's why we are seeing the fruit of it. Thank you.
I'm very happy that my brother is saying that you've done well. Yes, indeed, you've done well. Because
I was talking about GPRTU, not MPP.
And it is at the time of President Nana Addo Dankwa-Akufo-Addo's time that GPRTU has come up with it. During the time of former President Mahama, those things were not put in place. Why? Because I don't know whether they want to kill Ghanaians or they want, I don't know what they want to kill Ghanaians. So they were allowed.
But do you think the government has any hand in all this? No, because the way you are saying they want to kill Ghanaians.
No. When I said not that you want to kill it, I'm just saying something that maybe, I don't know, we don't know their mind. But the thing is, as a government, if you look at even around the global world, before someone will be allowed to sell medicine, you need to get allowances. So during the time of former President Kufuor, before you come out to sell drugs, you need to have allowances before you can sell drugs. But during the time of NDC, from our former president, our late former president, Atamas, up to John Mahama, drugs were just allowed for people to sell drugs. Sometimes I've been taking pictures of those people. You'll be in a car and someone will come, I have this medicine, the medicine can do this, can do this. But to the health-wise, the medicine, the same medicine, that's going to heal you. The same medicine can kill you. Right? So during the time of them, they did not see all this. Because they don't care. They were not caring about what will happen to Ghanaians. So people were allowed to sell all those drugs in the system. But during the time of our president, Nana Addo Dankwa-Akufo-Addo, now they've seen, okay, this needed to be put in place. Then which means we have to see those who are selling drugs to Ghanaians who don't have licenses or the right. My sister,
at all.
I mean,
that is why when I started, I said they have done well.
Sister, let me say, fine, it's a private company, but it's still under the presidency of Nana Addo Dankwa-Akufo-Addo. It is his time that they recovered all this.
You see.
If my brother can tell me that, oh, it's never true, let him tell me.
You see, I am objective, likewise open-minded. So when I started, I said they have done well.
And you have to say,
they have done well. But
say it both
every
you know that yes,
every
president has done well.
Rational, educated personality will know that something like this virtually has nothing to do with the government. You see, we should, things like health and security, we shouldn't politicalize it. Do you get it? This is something that is saving Ghanaian lives. And we are saying the GPRTU, and I was even going further telling that it was a Food and Drugs Board that has been putting the GPRTU on their toes, saying that they have permitted such things. And this thing is a positive thing. But then he is jumping to the system. If he's saying so, then I can likewise say that the measures were put in place in the time of the NDC. You get it? It is arguably acceptable.
It is never true.
It is arguably acceptable.
It is never true. Because if those measures were put in place in the time of NDC,
were they not selling medicine in Kufuor's era? What are you saying?
No. My point is, GPRT placed a ban on the sale of these medicines in their vehicles.
And I'm saying
let's
it's
channel
because
it in that way.
And I'm
because
saying
if you
that
bring this, oh, Muhammad this, Akufo-Addo that, I mean, we will miss
no,
the
Melissa,
point.
but I'm saying that during the time of President Nana Akufo-Addo's presidency, that all these things have been taking place. Why? Because during the time of NDC, they can put a stop on that. But they know NDC power will not allow them. So they
during the time of NPP,
on that.
Ghana failed to qualify for the World Cup. You see, when you begin to think like that, that is how it propels our viewers to also to think. And they might be brainwashed. You see, there is a straight health issue, and it is the GPRTU. You get it? And they have stated this statement saying that you don't sell drugs in our cars. It is a good initiative. Private. It is a good initiative.
I want to ask my brother here. So you want to tell me that during the time of President Muhammad, GPRT did not see or did not recover all this to the time of Nana Addo presidency before they recovered that, okay, people should stop selling medicine in their vehicles. No, they recovered all those things, but those presidencies were not giving them the opportunity to act on that.
Please, you have evidence.
Not that we have
this is a private institute.
I can ask you to go to GPRTU. You can go to them and ask them and see what they will tell you. They'll say, no, they've recovered all this, but because during the time of former President Muhammad's presidency, they will not be allowed. When they say, oh, then they have to put a stop.
She asks you.
That is what they waited to the time of Nana Addo's presidency.
Okay, please, let's please move to the Mochimans kids. In an interview with Ghana Web, a taxi driver shared his experience as a Mochiman some years ago, where he shared stories of how he had to sleep with some of the cops to please himself and all that. And a video came out of a Mochiman interview, videoing, Ebony's cops, may her soul rest in peace. I think this thing is becoming something serious, because if he's been able to share his story from he being a Mochiman tonight, I think he's not the only person in the business, and I feel it's something we should deal with. Omari.
Okay, for this issue, I'll say that fine. The Mochiman has to be arrested because he shouldn't be allowed to do that. Is it because the lady is a musician? That is why he has to be taking those naked pictures out? No. This thing has nothing to do with our politics and our politicians. No. But in this issue, whether there is someone under, then which means the Mochiman has to be arrested. And when he's arrested, he can bring those at the back or those behind what he did out. Because to me, in fact, I disagree with him to do that or to take pictures or such pictures. If a dead person, or even more of the person is an artist, so the person is dead, and because no, as a man,
you see, I agree with my brother. You see, this a national eyesore. You see, this thing didn't start with Ebony alone. It happened with Joyce Blessing's accident, Bob Bukala, his corpse. It goes as far as almost most of the celebrities, when they end up there, we tend to find their pictures on social media. You see, their kind of work is, in quotes, scary in a way. So there is usually less supervision when it comes to them. So they are like the ones with them, and they tend to do what they like with them. You see, he should be arrested, But this is the question I'm asking. On what grounds would he be arrested? Because I saw an article that he was stating that the police and were the ones who asked him to video the cops. Because in the video, you realize that the one video in it was like, this thing should, if it goes to social media, you see what I will do to you. So personally, I want to perceive that it was sort of like a legal or a right thing they do. Do you get it? But when they have their cops or something, evidence with regards to postmortem or something like that. But for it to come out, it is an eyesore. Imagine if it was your sister. Imagine it's your sibling. You get it? It is. I don't know which angle I'm to classify this, but you see, those people, the Mochimen, have gotten to a stage where like they don't fear or they don't feel shy of these things. I had a similar experience with my mom. When my mom died, may so rest in peace. And I won't mention the hospital's name, but it is a military hospital. I didn't mention the name, but I said it is a military hospital. And when we got there, when they were taking the cops in, we had a fine cloth wrapped on her. The way they took the cloth off, just like that, I really wasn't myself. So the immediate thing I saw my brother do was that he had to, let's say, pay something small, because earlier information reaching me is that when you go there and you don't treat them well, they treat your cops anyhow. So he had to give something there, and then before they show some kind of respect to the cops and stuff like that. Do you get it? So there should be a higher supervision with regards to these people and this issue. It's something we can't take.
Let me chip in here. But let me chip in before you continue. The reason why I'm saying the Motiman has to be arrested is when he's arrested, there we can trace
and know who ordered him
exactly
to do it.
Who ordered him and whose phone. But it is a phone, not just a normal camera. It's a phone that they used to do that video. We can trace on WhatsApp, on all the social media.
You get it?
From the beginning, where it started.
And there is no news right now that he has been arrested. You get it?
Let's move away from the whole video story a bit. Let's discuss they actually sleeping with the cops. If the taxi driver has been able to share his experience, and I think that he's not the first, he's not the last, you know, it's something that they've been doing. Don't you think, aside their videoing the cops, treating them badly and everything, if there's been cases where they actually sleep with the cops, it's a problem.
My sister, I want to say they sleep with the cops. That one, I want to say, I can't say yes or no.
No.
Because to me, it would be very difficult for me to believe that. Fine, he's a taxi driver who said he had worked with them before. And these were things that we do. Fine. Even the taxi driver who came out to say they have to be arrested. Yes. He has to be arrested. Because when you were there, you were doing it. You did not complain or you did not report this thing out. Now that you are out of it, now that you are coming to report, then you yourself have to be arrested. Right? And for you to sleep with a dead body. Ah, my sister.
Really?
I am speechless. You see, I wonder what would make a rational, respiratory human being to even think, perceive, last, and decide to do something like this. Maybe the only reason I can give to you is spiritual. To do this. What excuse, what reason can you give to have this kind of mindset to do this kind of act?
With all this, let's keep the fact that it's true. By the interview, let's say it's true. What do you think can be done? There are people who are working for the mortuary, and you know, working in the mortuary is not an easy task. I heard. Don't you think something should be done?
That is why I initially stated that there should be a mode of supervision. There should be a mode or a system of supervision to make sure that these things don't happen. That is virtually the only thing I can say, because when my brother was giving his submission, he said that the taxi driver was there and they were doing it. Now, so imagine the chief mochiman or superintendent mochiman is doing it. Then you, Lance Corporal mochiman, comes and you are doing it. And then you, the new person, is also doing it. Who is going to supervise who, or who is going to report to who? And I am sure if you are a matron in a hospital, or you are a nurse in a hospital, a senior nurse, and you are asked to supervise these people, you won't dare to go there.
So afraid.
and
it's very unfortunate.
And in this, you're going to say, fine, then they should place CCTV
cameras there.
Somewhere along the line, what we are saying that, okay, we don't want those videos and other things to be coming up. When you place those CCTV cameras,
it would,
fine.
You get it.
You can stop that. But in other way, let's look at the negative side. Those CCTV cameras, let's not forgetting that it is human beings who are going to
operate them.
Fine, now, if they are not allowed to be using their phones to take videos and pictures there, then those videos, because when the CCTV cameras are placed there,
yeah,
right, definitely, it is the dead body that is going to protect them, because if you place it there, protect them. So whether they will be on naked or this, are they not going to be out? If they are going to be out, then when you place the CCTV cameras and any video comes out, then those at the back of the CCTV cameras has to be arrested. That one, we need to place CCTV cameras there and make a strict security on them. That if you dare know and it comes out with any video from the mortuary room, all of you have to be arrested. And I think when you put such things in place there, to all those you can
minimize it.
Okay. And the 24th of February 24th, was the 52nd anniversary of the overthrow of our first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, by military men in a coup d'etat. How far has Ghana come? Do you think the overthrow was relevant? Do you think it has helped us? Do you think Ghana has moved forward because of the overthrow? Or do you think that the overthrow was just a mistake? Winnie.
Well, my sister, you've asked a very big question. Nkrumah was and will forever be one of the greatest leaders we've ever had in this country and the continent as a whole. As of now, we are all enjoying from some of the measures he put in place, like the Temamoto Way, the Akosombo Dam, and a whole lot and so forth. You get it? A lot of people, a school of have a mindset that Nkrumah's system of governance was quite unorthodox. That it felt there was a need for him to be overthrown. Some felt he was powered brand because he didn't have a vice president, he had the office of the vice presidency. You get it? But then let's look at an angle. What if that system was what was making his tenure of governance easier? Do you get it? To me, I would say that we from Nkrumah's overthrow to now, we have not gotten anywhere yet. We have not gotten anywhere yet. For a man, such a man, to lead a country and put in measures in place that we are still benefiting right now. I mean, if you can only imagine if he was in power for some time. Look at the issue of Libya right now. Libya is now torn right now. There is the sale of arms and a whole lot of issues. Yes, you and I we can stand on points, human rights points, and state that Gaddafi's system was sort of like abusing people's rights or in this way or that way. But then you look at Libya and you realize that in his system, the country was on course. There was peace and there was the system. The economy was booming. The economy was great. Immediately he died, oil price fell. Now they have to send it to the World Trade Center. But then they were coming to buy it there. Do you get it? So to me, Nkrumah's overthrow was one of the worst things that could befall Ghana. Yeah.
Oh, my sister. In fact, Nkrumah's overthrow, I will not support it. I will not say it's good or it's bad. No, it can't. Because starting does not bring peace or trust. So for such thing, I will not encourage it. But being it or saying from when Nkrumah is overthrown from his seat. Well, let's calculate things from then to now. Things are not still the same. We are still moving forward. Gradually. We know we get there. But you can't say if Nkrumah was not overthrown, he can still be on, or he can still be on a president
up to now.
It's not Mugabe. Yeah, but Mugabe did that, and now look at his end.
He just caught up with him.
So you are saying that you don't believe Ghana has got anywhere with his overthrow.
No.
52 years on.
Yeah.
No.
For that one, I will not support because if I sit here to say, okay, oh, it is good, which means I'm encouraging it. And if you are not careful, the same thing can happen. Yeah. Not because of that time. In our days now, it can happen. But I will not support that. For someone to set a coup d'etat. No. If that thing happens again, Ghanaians, in fact, we don't have peace. And we need peace to stay in our country. But when there is war, we have nowhere to go. Ghana is our motherland. Ghana is for us. Ghana is for
everyone. Is there hope? Is there hope for us?
Well, I would say there is hope. There is hope. But there's bigger hope when NDC in power.
For me to support coup d'etat, in fact, I disagree. But now, my sister, are you bear with me that things is getting better now? Right? As Nana Addo is in some power, things is getting better. And you can from now and to 4 years. Or, okay, let's say you've already used 1 year or 2 years because we're in the second year now. Just bear from now, 2 years from now, see how things will change in Ghana. And you compare that to the time of former President Muhammad's presidency. You see that Nana Addo is really, really doing well.
Omari, are you their spokesperson?
No, madam. Not that I'm.
Before that, let's go for a short commercial break. We'll be back. Did you miss anything during the week? Want to have a review of how the week was like? Then join me this and every weekend here on Ghtv Holland for the weekly review show. We'll discuss stories that made headlines and other trendy issues. My guest and myself will dissect the issues, make meanings out of it for your viewing pleasure. This and every Saturday from 8 to 9 p.m. Priscilla Danko will bring you the weekly review show here on Ghtv Holland. See you. You're welcome back to the weekly review show here on Ghtv Holland. We are recording our very first episode from the forecourt of the Ghtv Holland office here in Ghana. Before I even mention it, please follow us on our social media platforms on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Ghtv Holland. And please, if you don't have the app, you are losing a lot, trust me. Download the app on your Play Store, on your iPhone store, Ghtv Holland, and follow us 24/7 for all our programs. And for our panelists, okay. I have my beautiful, I call him beautiful, broadcast journalist Rene Osibo and my political guru, Richard Omari. They've been very wonderful, trust me. And before that, we were discussing what remained and everything. And for this very one, we're going to discuss prophecies. There's been prophecies here and there. This artist will die, this artist will die. If the artist gets to die, the prophets then come out and add faces to their prophecies and go like, yes, I said she died, and she died. You know, we can relate to our very own Ebony story. You know, she died, and now all prophets lots of prophets are coming out to say that yes, we said she'll die in February. Yeah, we said she'll die this year. Yeah, we said this, and this has happened. And I heard Lewin is also being threatened with the prophecy. Chatawale say, don't you think it's becoming? Do you think it's becoming a problem? I mean, the prophecies are actually scaring our artists, and I believe that if it continues, it might scare them because their work is risky. You are competing with someone, and if you are being told that you will die, really.
Well, my sister, thank you very much. The whole issue with the prophecy is quite delicate. You see, the prophetic is one of the fivefold ministries. Okay? And it is one of the most undisputable ministries that God does not joke with. When God is usually speaking to his people, most of the times he does it through his prophets. I won't stand to say that the prophecies are lies, but nevertheless, anytime a prophet sees something, okay, it's either he's asked to say it or not to say it. A prophet can hear from God that this is what is going to happen, and the prophet can lament to God that it should not what happened. There was this prophet who stated in December that Ebony would not see the end of February. And that is the only evident prophet or evident video or evident recording that we have that he prophesied that she would. And per the what is going on social media, per the chat she was having with her manager, it tells you that she was in the knowing and they were in the course of taking measures to rectify the prophecy, and rather unfortunate it happened. What Ghana is going through right now is that there are some cankerworms who are capitalizing upon one thing one man said. I can tell you that he's not the only person that saw it, but then maybe he's the only person that spoke about it boldly. And because it has happened now other men or other people are chunking upon it and say, I saw it and I saw it and this and that and this and that, and this is going to die and this is going to die and this is going to die. You see, but I want to give an encouragement to our artists and co. King Hezekiah was prophesied that he was going to die. The man of God, the prophet of God, came to tell him that, King Hezekiah, God said you are going to die. Put your house in order. If it was me and the nation's prophet has come to tell me that I'm going to die, that God says I'll die, who God is the Almighty Judge, who is going to be my appeal? But what did Hezekiah do? Hezekiah went on his knees and prayed to God. And when the prophet was on his way, God spoke back to the prophet and said, go back to him and tell him I've added 15 more years. So me, I will state that no artist should be scared of any prophecy that he is going to die. Rather, when you hear it, take measures. Go down on your knees and speak to your maker. Speak to God. Talk to him. And if he will definitely listen to you and it will be rectified. Do not worry yourself about the rampant prophecies and this will die. Rather, they said Lewe will die. They said Shatawale will die. You see, Shatawale said something that has intrigued me very well. He debunked the issue that he will not die. And you know how controversial it is. If he doesn't die, he will burn churches. But what did he do? He gave reverence to men of God in this country. And you see, these big, renowned, qualified men of God are not into this kind of business. Not that they don't see. But it's not everything God reveals to you that you speak. Some of the things when God reveals to you, you pray about it. Because you are there to save the people. It is the worms in the system who are now adding fuel to what happened with the issue of Ebony.
Oh, my sister. These are prophecy issues. Sometimes what I ask myself is, those people, are they prophets or they are magicians? Because, as my mother was saying, King Hezekiah was prophesied that he would die. The thing is, we are all Christians. And we should know that God did not call us to kill us. If God called us to kill us, then we didn't be here by this time. By this time, we should be dying. So how come of late the so-called prophets be coming out prophesying that this would that this? And then, see, there's something that I have noticed in this country about these prophets. Anytime they comes out with a prophecy, means someone will die, dead. Why? Even as a good prophet, if God reveals something to you, right? As last time I listened to Apostle Professor Popo Nina, the chairman of the Church of Pentecost, he was even saying that in the Church of Pentecost, they also have prophets, right? But anytime their prophet has prophecies, they don't come out and announce it to the public. Hey, then for people to see that, yeah, they are prophets or they are dead. No. They go to those people that the prophecy is about them. They call them, he said they sometimes call some of them to their office. They also go to them and tell them that, oh, this and this and this.
You see, let me add, the anointing is subject to the minister. The anointing is subject to the minister. You see, God told Ezekiel to go and bless, anoint Elisha, and then two other people. God told Elijah to go and anoint Elisha and anoint two other people, one to be king. But what did Elijah do? He only anointed Elisha. You get it? The anointing is always subject to the minister. So sometimes the way or the manner at which they go about it has to do with their character, their personality. Do you get it? Reverend Uzupempa, okay, I'm not being biased or anything, but Reverend Uzupempa was the one who has given prophecies like openly. A renowned is, you see, it is subject to him. So there is a way that a minister would quote the message. Do you get it? But then those who are seeking fame are those who come and then speak it out. And sometimes those who are not original, when they give prophecies and they are not going to line, guess what they will do now? They'll go and find measures and means to make them come to pass, so they're going to get disappointed.
Here. You see, about these prophets, when my mother was talking, he spoke about Elijah and Elisha. Let's see this man of God, Samuel, who was asked to go and anoint Jesse's children. Right? He's to go and anoint David as a king. It is a prophecy. The man did not go and announce it to the public.
No.
But he went.
God did not say, don't tell anyone. I like what my brother is saying. God did not say, don't tell anyone. He said, I have forsaken Saul. So if someone could have told Saul, God has forsaken you, and God has chosen another person. He has chosen David. He did not. But when he went, that's what I was saying. He went and anointed David, and it's only his household who knew. And his household even pretended as if David was not a king, because he was still tending for the sheep.
So if I'm getting you right, I'm going to pick a cue from your submission that the anointing you said is subject to
the minister.
Exactly.
Now let's move a bit to tourism in Ghana. Tourism in Ghana. Would you say it's doing well? Omari?
Oh, okay. But before I move on to your question, the prophecies that I want just to add a few there.
Yes.
Right. I want to tell this prophet nowadays to come out and apologize to Ghanaians of the way they come out with their prophecies. It's not the right way. And I can remember Apostle Professor Pokuina said this, that the prophet has to come out and apologize to the nation. And yes, indeed, they have to come out. If they did not stop this, then they have to be bound.
Now to my turn.
Now, to your question. Our tourism areas. What is that? Well, I visited to most of our tourism areas in Ghana here, and anytime I go there, in fact, I don't feel happy because how our tourism areas are in Ghana here now, I don't like it at all. So, as NPP came on power now, in fact, they put things together, they are putting things together now to get our tourism areas very attractive to others.
Omar, it seems you are actually a political guru. Every question I ask, you try to
relate
to politics.
And I have a guru response for him.
Not because of that, but once my government is on power now, I have to say it. Because during the time of those people's presidency, in fact, our tourism areas wasn't appreciated at all.
Okay. This issue.
Please, let's discuss tourism in Ghana.
Yes. Let's discuss tourism in Ghana and then throw light, direct our brother to the light. Okay. Now, it is true, the tourism system in Ghana or the tourism industry in Ghana is dying. It's dying. Where I come from, we happen to have one of these sites there, a tourism site there. And that's the Wuli waterfalls. It's actually the highest waterfall in West Africa. Do you get it? But when you go there and you look at the way the things like it is not. Ghanaians don't know how to maintain. That's the problem. We don't know how to maintain these things. Do you get it? The tourism industry is one of the industries that can give Ghana a lot of money, a lot of revenue. But ask yourself, my sister, how appealing is the tourism site to you? Ask yourself, how many have you visited? If I am to talk to you right now, the first thing that will come into your mind, if I'm to talk about the tourism site right now, the first thing that will come into your mind is it is expensive. Do you get it? My brother wants to take this political. They are the ones who recently allocated some huge amount of money to the tourism industry. We are not seeing any difference.
Oh.
Let us. You see, I beg to differ. Let us have an understanding that the tourism industry has nothing to do with the political system, but rather the attitude and personality of Ghanaians.
Let me. But Omar, yeah. Don't you think taking the tourism sector or making the tourism sector something of a political?
Oh, okay.
Is what is bringing it down?
Yes.
But my sister, but I'll not make our tourism side a political way. But what I'm saying is, those leaders or those people who have been put in place in our tourism areas needed to be changed to put things in place. Because I can see them, they are visionless people. They don't have vision to make our tourism areas look attractive. Then they have to be changed and bring new people. Because now that money is being given to them, because those places shouldn't be places that we put money in there, because
they should places that should generate money for us.
Because those places are places that, as my brother said, to generate money for us. Because it's a place where people would like to visit at all times, and when they come, we take their money. But yet, it's like, well, you can compare them to our roots. Now, our toll booths. When you go across, sometimes I can't remember last time I went to voter reading, and there were these toll booths there. At the back of the toll booth, the road wasn't. I thought I was even surprised. The same thing is happening in our tourism industry or our tourism areas. They take money all right, because as I visited those tourism areas, they take money all right. But things are still the same.
What are those money being used for?
That is the question, my sister. What are those money used for? No, we can't tell.
Rene, do you have something to tell us?
I want to believe I've already said that already, because I believe this has to do with the attitude of Ghanaians. You see, have the mindset that a national asset has been placed in your care. Have the heart to understand that this is something given to all Ghanaians and that it should be preserved in a way so that, you see, the way we tend to sometimes preserve some old pictures or some old sculptures of our grandfathers and all those things. You have for the younger generations to come and see. Have that mindset. Be a patriot and be sure that where you are, you play your role to help in developing them. Do you get it? That's the only thing I can say.
Now to sports. There's been a renovation in the Azuma Nelson Sports Complex, and a few other changes here and there are being made in the Ghana Football Association. Do you think, okay, is there hope for Ghana football? Because there's been hitches here and there, the football this, got that, has this, you know. What is our way forward? Do you think the renovation is going to bring a boost in the sports industry? If yes, do you think the federation needs something extra to be boosted?
Oh, my sister. Okay. Our football industry or our football, I don't know, but I don't like ball, but I'll say a bit. Putting things together at Azuma Nelson Sports Complex, no, it's somehow good because these are Black Stars and Black Queens, Protocol and other people that, in fact, whether you put things together or not, the result that we are going to get from them will be the same. But to me, sometimes this our football is because I can see people like football very, very well. I don't like it, but people like it very, very well. And another time these people go out to play football, they don't come out with a good result. So when things are being put together there, in fact, you don't see the sense of putting things together because at the end, when you put it together there, at the end, you're not going to get a good result from them.
You see, it's very unfortunate he doesn't like football. I love football. The renovation going on, which is to start at the Azuma Nelson Complex, is a good thing. But to me, I personally think that Ghana or the government should stop focusing on football in Ghana because it is a total waste of money. You see, if you are to look at the kind of sports that has brought prestige to Ghana, football is nowhere. The sports that has actually brought prestige or lifted the image of Ghana is boxing. But almost all of the sports ministries' monies are pushed to football alone. Whereas athletics and the other ones are there, which can all equally help. There are lots of people who are in other industries. As at now, we are in a World Cup year, and the Premiership, Ghana Premiership, has not started yet. It's been postponed. When are they waiting to start? When they start the World Cup, whereas the Ghana Premier League is terrible, and when they are showing Argentina versus another country, I should stop watching the World Cup and come and win the Premiership? No. There is this clause that this GFA always keeps saying that they are not subject to Ghana or the government of Ghana, and they don't report to them, but they take money from them. But don't really see what happened in FIFA. The FBI went and arrested FIFA officials just because they used they were into this fraud thing and they used their banks. That was the channel they used, and they checked up on it. We are there and then we just keep on spending money and we just keep on spending money. The sports the president of the GFA right now has gotten an African position. He's now the vice president in CAF. And he's traveling here and there, here and there. And because of that, they are not having enough time to focus on Ghana football, and it is running down the drain, and we are just watching. If my people have something to do, they should handle this issue right now.
Omari.
My sister. See, this football association industry in Ghana here, doing that, I don't know, this guy, this man, Kwesi Nyantechi, he's the president of Ghana Football Association.
Yeah.
This man has been there for quite long, not now. But to me, I don't see what the man is really doing. And I can't say for now, aside him, we have someone who can hold or who can keep the football association better. And football there's money. So I don't know the reason why sometimes they misplace things in the football association and at the end expecting the government to come in or to come into their aid.
My
to
sister,
support them.
how can you go for a competition when the reward in terms of money for the competition is like $5 million, and your budget for going or attending that competition is like ×3 of that money, and you don't end up winning? Is it rational? I'm saying it again. Oh, he states that they are in power right now. If they have anything to do, they should tackle and handle this issue right now. Whether I didn't do it, I didn't do it in my time. Whether we didn't do it in my time, they are in power right now, and they should be accountable. They should do it right now. Now, we have not qualified for the World Cup.
My sister,
We didn't qualify for the World Cup. At least in our tenure, we qualified.
My sister, my brother was saying that when a ball is being played, right, the income or the money that they get out from what they are going for is not all that enough. But the expenses.
I'm not saying it's not that enough. I'm not saying it's not enough.
I want to put a question here. Let's ask my brother that. At whose time that all those things were put in place? I don't know what you get me. Who made those budgets? Who carried people from here to Brazil to watch just a football? And the football that they went to watch there, Ghanaians did not bring the World Cup for us to see that, okay, what we spend on our people, in fact, we have received it back. It is the time of my brother's
sister, he has a point.
He
has a point.
So why is he now telling us that now?
Let's cool down.
He has a point.
Let's listen to Renee. The question was thrown to you, and you've told us what you have. Let's listen to Renee.
He did not allow me to finish talking.
He has a point.
So, my sister, I also have to finish.
He has a point.
Let's listen to Renee.
He has a point. Okay, he has a point. But it's one of the point is baseless. Listen, you don't sit here. We are in the present. You don't sit here and tell me that because in my tenure or in our tenure something happened, therefore it should keep on going. No.
So
these are words of an unassured personality. Now, listen. If you are saying that, I can say at least Ghana qualified and went there.
So, my brother,
where are we now?
My brother, I want to ask you.
I am not saying that what happened is a good thing.
So he wants to tell us that
right now,
during their time, they know what they are doing. That what they were doing in the football industry or football association wasn't good, and they were doing it, expecting Nanado's presidency or Nanado's government.
That is not what I said. That is not what I said, my brother. Listen well.
What they did during their time was wrong.
Good.
Do you have to continue or correct it?
In fact,
he's asking you.
In fact, Nanado is putting things together.
That is all he has been saying since this show started. Putting things in order. My sister,
that
with the issue,
Nanado's presidency.
Very good. My sister, with the issue of Ghana, of the government, NDC time, sending monies there for them to play. Imagine look at it. Although it was a national shame, now look at it from this angle. The players have gotten there. And now when we have a match to play, they are saying over there that if they don't see the money, they won't play.
I want to ask my brother.
We are virtually handicapped.
Just a question here.
Look at it from this angle.
We are far behind time.
Recently,
let's draw the curtains on sport.
That is, recently
Let's
something
draw
happened.
the curtains on
Yeah.
sport, please. Omari.
That's what I'm going to say. Recently something happened. Our Blackpinks. Ask my brother that, did he know the reason why they forced to win? Do you know they recently win a trophy for the nation? Good. Did he know what happened? Because they realized that our president is putting things together. So they have to talk.
The Vodafone Ghana Music Award. That is our next topic. Enough of that sport. Okay,
well,
Vodafone Music Awards. There's been issues about it. That some of the awards are being sold out, they are being paid for and all that. Let's discuss Vodafone Music Awards.
Well, Vodafone Music Awards. This is one of the biggest events in Ghana in terms of entertainment. And I was very happy that last year, the artist of the year was a gospel artist. A very nice gentleman who is doing well. This time around, okay, I'm looking forward to a surprise in regards to those who are going to sweep the awards just like that. The issue of people buying it and all those things and stuff like that, you see, sometimes we should have faith and trust in our system. Sometimes, you see, when sometimes you don't win or you feel you have the material to claim an award and you don't get it, sometimes you tend to be sour in your submissions and in whatever you are doing. For example, some of them are laudable because you look at this category: reggae dancehall artist of the year, Raskuku, who happens to be in my vicinity, was interviewed and he was like, dancehall is different from reggae. So you don't make it reggae dancehall artist of the year. You make it dancehall artist of the year and then reggae artist of the year. Because in Ghana right now, dancehall supersedes reggae. And there is no way a reggae artist will be paired against a dancehall artist right now and the reggae artist would win. You get it?
Please, this is entertainment.
In fact, I know, my sister, I know. This one, I'm not going to chip in any political, but our music industry, this Vodafone Award, these awards that people, though I've been hearing them, that they sell those awards to them. If it is true, then we can say it's a part of corruption. Because if the person deserves, why don't you give it to the person and expect the person to pay something? You're selling the award. But sometimes if I have to be a musician, never will I buy an award. If I deserve it and you don't want to give it to me, give it. Yes. Because sometimes what I've been hearing from people is someone can take 3-4 awards and there'll be people will complain that, oh, this person does not deserve to take this award. And meanwhile, those better ones who deserve to be taking those awards are there. And we did not give it. Why? Because those who deserve those awards did not buy the awards.
Okay, talking about selling of awards and all that, one of the very artists that comes out to talk about these things are Shatawale. And you know Shatawale and his controversies and all that. In a video he released, he said awards don't give him money and all that. And he's had issues with Shatter House, who are actually the organizers of VGMA. Do you think there's hope for him this year? Because you know his name is being mentioned by his fans, VGMA, Shatawale. Is there hope? Because Shatawale is doing well, I should say.
In fact, there's a hope. In a way that that guy Shatawale we're talking about, though I don't like listening to secular music, but I saw one or two of his songs that I've listened to. In fact, the guy is far better. And I don't know the reason why they have been doing that. Because you know the person is doing well, the person deserves this, and you see expecting the person pay something. Then to me, then the Vodafone.
Really,
see this
They have
the angle my brother is coming from. You see, there were times when Shatawale stated that he doesn't want the awards. He even dropped some singles about that he doesn't want Chatterhouse Award. But I think they have resolved the issues, and this year he's on the he's in most of the categories, and there's no doubt that he is a good entertainer, and some of these awards he might carry. But you see, Ghanaians are very benevolent, and I strongly want to believe that the person who is going to carry most of the awards is one of things will be Ebony, who is no more alive, because Ghanaians' emotional aspects are very strong, and you see, the awards is not only just that the panel would vote. Fans also to play a role in it. So this time when I was expecting that Shatawale will carry the awards, right now it's going to look quite dicey, because undisputably Ebony did well, and we didn't hear, we might not hear her singing again, so maybe they might think of honoring her more this time around. But I still believe if he doesn't carry most of them, he being alive, those prophecies won't work. He's still bound to release better songs which will carry most of the awards.
Let's wrap up. Let's wrap up the show. Okay, so Omari, my political group. Something small about the week and how you're looking forward to the next week. Something small to our viewers.
Oh, in fact, what I'll tell your viewers and my brother here is they should expect more from Nanado's president. Very soon. But things we put together, from our security system to the end of everything, we expect something better. Better than years presidency at that time.
Really?
We expect Nanado.
Well, I thank my brother a lot, and I thank you also. I would say that we, the NDC, are not going to sit down for anybody to blow dust into the eyes of Ghanaians. We are going to keep them on their heels. Expectancy of a lot of good things does not necessarily mean it is going to be good. But then we are hoping, right now, dear Empire, we are hoping that they will be able to do some things to make sure that at least our safety is guaranteed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, loved viewers, for tuning in, staying and watching us here from the studios of Ghtv Holland, forecourt of the studio in Ghana here. We thank you very much for tuning and staying here with us. For our panelists, our broadcast journalist Renee, and then political guru Omari. He was so hot today. And my producer, my director, my cameraman. I love you all. Thank you. See you same time. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Ghtv Holland. And don't forget to download our app and have 24/7 coverage of all our programs. Thank you very much. See you same time next week. Love you all. Bye.
Hi guys, my name is Ekia Amwakwa, the host of the Purple Room talk show on Angel TV and Ghana's Most Beautiful 2011. This is Ghtv Holland. Keep on watching it.
Once upon a time, she was young. She was sold into servanthood. She was helpless and destitute. She was falsely accused and finally ended up in jail.
Mirime watu nyamisu Ama meni mwasi Mirime watu nisui Ama meni mwasi Ama meni mwasi Mirime watu nyamisu Kweni nem Oh, my many mercy.